Covering news where you live, this is 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here today for the latest news and weather where you live. I'm Joe Ellison. The city of Rogers preparing to say goodbye to a firefighter who spent decades serving his community. Captain Sean Treat passed away unexpectedly last week, and a procession and funeral to honor him is set for today. Captain Treat served as a leader on the department's special operations team. In his more than 23 years of service, Treat not only worked some of the department's most complex calls, he also was a mentor to the city's newest firefighters. A procession in Captain Treat's honor will begin at noon today. Take a look at the map of the route. This will start at the Benton County Funeral Home, go west on Walnut and south of Dixieland Road to the Southside Church of Christ. Everyone is invited to pay their respects along the procession route. Services will follow out Southside Church of Christ at 1 o'clock this afternoon. All right, before we get to other news, let's get a check of the weather with meteorologist Zach Scott. Hey, Zach.
Hey, Joe, not a bad one today, but it is going to be a little bit cooler across the area. We've got temperatures today instead of the lower 60s coming in more into the lower to mid 50s across northwest Arkansas. We're going to get plenty of sunshine out there. We've dropped temperatures in the River Valley as well. Monday, you were mostly in the mid to a few temperatures getting into the upper 60s. It was mostly 65 to 68 degrees across the area. Today, we've lowered those more into the lower 60s across the River Valley. Again, we are looking at a little bit of a north breeze today. Again, it's been what's driving that cooler air mass into our area the last few days, slowly lowering temperatures. North winds, again, going to be about 10 to 15 miles per hour. But after today, south winds return. That's going to start to warm us up. We'll likely see another cold morning, though, as we'll see temperatures mostly in the 30s across the area. And we do need to watch. We may even get where we trend to even a little bit cooler. Some of the latest data coming out today suggesting that maybe we can get even a little bit colder into the upper 20s in some spots. Something we'll keep our eyes on, but still showing you that, hey, northwest Arkansas, we're not completely out of the woods yet from seeing some freezes here as we go into the early spring season. It's still going to be possible for the next week or two at least, where we could on average still see a freeze or two. River Valley, you're getting further and further from it. Yesterday was on average the latest freeze for the region. Again, no freeze expected here for the next few days for the River Valley, mostly looking to stay above freezing, though a few spots could be close to it tomorrow. Hey, as we get into tomorrow afternoon, though, we do start to warm back up. Temperatures into the 60s again because the south winds coming in. 60s and 70s Thursday, 70s expected Friday. So as warmer air comes in, more moisture will come in out ahead of a cold front, which will come in Thursday night into Friday. The first half of the day, out ahead of that, we do anticipate some scattered showers and some thunderstorms. Better chance for severe weather likely to the east and northeast of us later in the day, but late morning into the early afternoon, we could see a few thunderstorms develop in our area. What we'll be watching is the potential for some pockets of hail, some gusty winds. There will be a low tornado threat, something we'll keep our eyes on for the next several days. Joe?
So much, Zach. Well, happening today, Arkansas lawmakers are set to discuss another so-called bathroom bill. It would expand the definition of sexual indecency with a child. The bill would make it a crime for an adult to knowingly stay in a bathroom or changing room with minors of their opposite biological sex. Proponents say it's meant to protect the privacy of children in designated bathrooms. However, opponents feel the bill could be hard to interpret and could create a gray area. The bill has already passed the Senate and will have to get approved by the House. Now, this is just one of 2 bathroom bills that have gone through the legislature. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders signed a law last week prohibiting transgender people at public schools from using the restroom that matches their gender identity. Well, also happening at the Capitol, lawmakers are working to pass a new massive criminal justice reform bill. The 130-page bill would make actual prison time served longer for inmates, especially repeat offenders. Republican lawmakers say it's very similar to federal sentencing guidelines. For instance, if someone is sentenced to 50 years, they will serve at least 85% of that time on some crimes and 100% on others, especially for violent criminals.
It's really important because our prisons and our streets are full of repeat violent offenders. We need to find when you are a violent offender, particularly repeat, we need to keep you locked up. You have proven that you do not want to assimilate to society.
It does sound like there's an elder parole component in there, which is something that I had talked with some of the sponsors of the legislation about earlier this session. Glad to see that included. It sounds like there's going to be a pay raise for correction staff, which is great. Some mental health components in there.
Well, there are less than 2 weeks left of this legislative session, so it is expected this bill will move quickly. And the governor of Arkansas announcing her prison reform proposal that would add more prison beds with the new facility and funding to hire correction officers and staff. She calls it the Safer, Stronger Arkansas legislative package. It would be implemented by a target date of January 1st, 2025 and cost around $470 million. And a bill filed in the Arkansas legislature that would stop local governments from banning retail pet stores is set to go to committee today. The legislation would stop local governments from passing ordinances that would ban pet stores from acquiring animals from kennels or dealers. Fayetteville unanimously passed a citywide ban on the sale of puppies and kittens ahead of Petland's opening last July. The ordinance has faced legal challenges on both sides, and they're still battling it out in court. Well, a newly opened Rogers Health Clinic is looking to offer care to those without insurance. 5 News reporter Micah Wilson was at the grand opening and tells us more about it.
Hey, good morning to you. Just like there's an app for everything, there's also subscription services for nearly everything, from music and clothing stores to the gym and streaming services. And now you can add healthcare to that list. For mom Stephanie Forrest, time is of the essence.
So we have 5 children, 8 and under.
So you can imagine she's busy, but not only that,
We are at the doctor a lot.
the family relies on their pediatrician to help make sure their kids are healthy. But within the last 8 years, the family has had 4 pediatricians.
I just get so frustrated with if your pediatrician's not there, you just have to see someone else, and they don't know your family. It's a whole mess.
A mess the Forrest family is now hoping to avoid.
So this is Simplified Health.
The clinic functions like a normal doctor's office.
This is our exam room.
The major difference is a direct primary care health clinic, which means it does not work with insurance.
Insurance kind of bogs down a lot of that stuff, breaks down the barrier, or puts a barrier, I should say, between the patient and the physician. We need to remove that barrier.
Dr. Blake Hansen is the founder of the clinic, and one of his goals is to remove the harsh wait times in the waiting room. So he also acts as the secretary.
I come up and greet the patients right when they walk in the room.
For the Forrest family, it's the little things like that that makes a big difference.
We're going to someone who knows our children, who doesn't want to waste our time. He doesn't want to waste our money.
Money is another thing Dr. Hansen is trying to cut.
Patients need better. Patients deserve better.
The subscription-based care costs $59 a month for adults and $29 for kids, with unlimited visits.
So we're really saving money because you're paying less for what you would pay for to go one time to those other little facilities.
We're doing traditional medicine outside of the traditional healthcare model.
Now, if you would like to sign up for the clinic, there are also family plans available. Dr. Hansen tells us that the clinic can handle 90% of medical issues with the goal of easing some of the burden on the healthcare system. Micah Wilson, 5 News.
All right, thank you so much, Micah. Well, those are some of your top stories on this Tuesday. Make sure to catch up with us again tomorrow right here for more. Have a great day.